Okay, we're live. All right, 3, 2, 1. Wait, why did I say 3, 2, 1? All right.
Habit. It's what? It's habit.
Yeah. Hey guys, we are here with Carrie Rose Pace with GRTC, talking about the new GRTC Pulse. It's going to launch in just a matter of days. Sunday.
Sunday. We will be out on the street at 6 a.m. and we'll be running every 15 minutes all day Sunday, and it's completely free to ride from Sunday, June 24th, all the way through Saturday, June 30th. And that's true on all of our bus routes, not just the Pulse.
So let's talk about what people are seeing here. We're at one of the platforms that just completed.
Right, so we are at one of the stations. They're all the same, so I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about what's here. The first thing you'll notice is the map, because golly, it's pretty. It's for wayfinding and it's also interactive. So anywhere that you see a QR code that's embedded in the glass, you just hold up your phone. You can be standing from this distance away, hold it up, and it will automatically prompt you to load a mobile-friendly site, which gives you information about destinations around that station. It'll have an event feed about what's happening nearby and weather information. You know, I had to get that in there. All the stations have lean rails, ADA accessible parking for individuals and mobility devices, benches so that you can do that too. And one of our newest features we'll be launching shortly is mobile payment. So on your phone, you would just scan your mobile pass right there to activate it, and then you would get on board. The bottom line with the Pulse is that you're always going to pay before you ever get on. So let me take you to where you pay.
Okay.
So you're going to head over to the ticket vending machine. For pedestrians, you will have walked up from that ramp here, and this would be the first thing that you see, which is the ticket vending machine. It lets you touch screen, walk through purchasing the pass that you want, whether it's just one ride or getting a 7-day pass for unlimited rides. It can accept credit cards and debit, so you would enter your card here, and we only take your zip code, not your PIN.
Okay.
We can still accept cash and coin, and everything pops out right here.
It looks like you'll have mobile pay. This is my favorite.
This is going to be coming online as soon as we can, but yeah, you would tap your phone here just like you do when you're checking out at the grocery store, and bloop, with your thumbprint, you would pay for your fare. But before that, we have smart technology right here where you would tap your pass, and that will count your ride. So if you, let's say that we've already ridden and we've come back and we've just enjoyed some time at a destination nearby, we would tap our pass right here and get on. That's it.
Okay.
You just tap and go. It's really that easy.
So I know one question a lot of people had is the safety of trying to get across. You guys have made sure that this has been a safe route to get across Broad Street. So what are some of the things that you guys improved so before people walk across Broad Street?
Well, let's go down.
Okay.
So one of the easiest things that you can do is to make sure that it's at a signalized intersection. So there's going to be a timed crosswalk for you.
Okay.
And then we made sure that it was ADA accessible. Obviously, this guy's not going to be here. But we do have...
Never know we got to go to the bathroom.
Right. But this is where you will get into and out of the median platforms. So you would push the button if you did not already have the right-of-way to walk.
Okay.
And then it would create your right-of-way to walk out of the ramp. This ramp itself is ADA accessible, so you will still see the tactile warning, letting you know that you're about to exit the median platform. When you go up, you have railings so that you can hold on, assist you up. The grade itself is low enough so that individuals who are in mobility devices, that they can do so within ADA guidelines. We do have bike parking at all of the stations, so you can let all of the bikes stay here, up to 4 here. There's some other bike across the way. And there's a bike share station not too far from here, so if you have the RVA bike share, you can use that too. Just don't load it on our bus. The RVA bike share.
Okay, because you do have a bike rack in the front for some people.
We do, so now we're going to go that way, down this ramp. So this ramp in front of us is for bikes only at a median station. So you're going to walk your bike. We'll pretend we're walking our bike.
Okay.
So we're walking our bike down. And there's going to be this spring-loaded gate. There'll be signage installed to let you know that this is only for people with bicycles.
Okay.
Obviously, they're still under construction here, but this is what spring loads out. And then we would walk out just like you would loading your bike today. You would go around and you'd pull that down, load your bike on, and then you'd walk right back up here through the ramp and head on and get on the bus.
Okay.
I'm just going to secure this back for them.
How many bikes does it hold?
This Pulse bus can hold 3 bikes, which is one more than a regular bus can.
Okay.
So that's really great. It's a good thing that we were able to provide that. And again, we don't want you jumping with your bike from the platform down here. That's why we created bike ramps for you.
So the platform's actually level.
Yeah, this is actually one of the time savings and ease of mobility to let you easily roll on or walk on with a minimal gap. It makes it a lot easier and a lot faster. You can go in and out the front door or the rear door. If you're in a mobility device, that's why this is marked black. That's to indicate where you should wait if you're in a mobility device, because this is your widest door to get in and out.
Okay.
One last thing before we leave the platform, and it's this guy. Now, Ray, don't do it. I'm just going to tell you, don't do it. But if you were to hit that button, it's already live. So it would connect you to the emergency communications, the 911 call center.
Okay.
And whoever is the closest responding agent would come to this station. There are security cameras for regular, normal stuff that GRTC will be checking in from our radio room. It's kind of like an airport traffic control. So we're able to see, okay, I can see this bus is here. How's it doing? Is it running on time? Are there any issues? We're able to monitor with eyes right here.
And you said, because we haven't had a chance to, it's not live yet, but the real time, this right up here will give you actual real time.
That's the display that would give you information about the date, the time, and when the next bus is coming. And there's also a push button down there for ADA accessibility that you would hit, and it would announce audio to the station what's happening, date, time, when the next bus is coming, and it does it in English and in Spanish.
Okay. Y'all ready to go hop on the bus and let's take this ride?
Let's get aboard.
So where are we going?
We're gonna head east.
We're gonna head east down Broad Street.
We're good.
I think we're still on Facebook Live, so.
Welcome aboard.
And tell them about the bus a little bit.
Yeah, so the bus on the inside looks a lot like the newer buses that you're used to. It is a cleaner, quieter bus. It runs off of compressed natural gas, and that allows for us to have lower noise and also emit less pollution, because it's a better option than diesel. You do not need to pull the yellow cord right here. It's factory standard, so it's on. But we will stop at every Pulse platform. So you don't need to worry about telling the operator, wait, I need to get off here. Because we will automatically stop, open the doors, and we'll be at each station for about 15 to 30 seconds. If we have to secure mobility devices or bicycles, then that would obviously take just a little bit more time. But what's cool is as we start moving along, you'll see that this bus is talking to the traffic signals all along the way. So it's a smart bus. It has technology that's unique to the Pulse bus only, that lets it communicate its GPS location to the entire traffic signal network, of which there are 53 intersections along the way. It's 7.6 miles along the route, and there are 3.2 miles of dedicated bus-only lanes, and that's what we're in right now. You've probably already noticed there's a very alien-looking traffic signal, and that indicates to the bus only whether we are to go, caution, or stop. Our go is a vertical line, our caution is a triangle, and our stop is a horizontal line. This is a perfect example of a protected, dedicated left turn, a safe left turn where we stop, they get their left turn to go across the bus-only lane. Once they're done, there'll be a slight pause, and then the other lanes will go through, and then we'll get our turn to go through the intersection. So there's still going to be safe movements east-west and north-south across the intersection. We were talking on the platform about getting to and from the median, but this is also a part of our project then to improve the pedestrian crossings elsewhere along the route. So you are going to see better ADA accessible marked crossings along the route.
What's the average wait time like for a stop? So when we get to here, what's normally the average time for each stop?
Yeah, so if someone were waiting at the next station, which is the Science Museum, they would have been waiting about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Maximum. Now we do operate very late at night as well, so after 11:30 p.m. until about 1 in the morning, we do operate every 30 minutes, very late at night.
So we do have a couple of questions actually.
Cool.
So the Pulse is going to be free June 24th through the 30th, right?
Yes.
So I think it's Richard wanted to know if he needs a ticket to board or if
Nope.
he can just walk on board.
Just walk on board next week. It's very easy. We just want you to get comfortable with the experience of riding first.
Okay, great. And then Rick wants to know if you can explain express or multiple stops.
Yeah, so the Pulse is not an express bus. An express bus is going to pick you up at one place and generally drop you off at only one area. This is going to stop at key activity centers all along the route. So there's 14 key activity centers. We're just passing by another one right here, the Science Museum area, which provides service to the Science Museum, the Children's Museum of Richmond, the VMFA on the boulevard, and then also the fan to our south and some of the residences in the towers to our north. So because it's stopping less frequently, that saves time. And because we've already talked about it being the smart technology, that's also what makes it different from an express bus.
Okay, and it's every 15 minutes, right?
Exactly. So now instead of having to catch a handful of express trips in the morning or the afternoon, we're coming all day, every 15 minutes.
And what time do you start in the morning?
On weekdays, we start at 5:30 in the morning.
5:30. We were close. We said 6 a.m. We were close.
On weekends, we start at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, so we're right about weekends.
We go until about 1 a.m. Yeah. We have 10 total in the fleet. We think that on Sundays, we're going to have about 6 in operation. On a weekday, it'll be anywhere from 7 to 9, depending on the peak period.
And Heather wants to know where it starts and ends on Broad Street.
That's a really good question. So it starts in the west end at Willow Lawn, which is in Henrico County. It'll go down Broad Street all the way to 14th Street. Downtown, that's when it turns onto 14th Street, then onto Main Street, all the way out to the east end at Rockets Landing.
So that's like
7.6, about 7.6 miles.
And can people park at Willow Lawn?
There is, actually, I have done it. There's free on-street parking in some of the side streets, but Willow Lawn Shopping Center is not an official parking ride.
Okay. Sorry, we were actually
You're,
just getting a lot of
you're great. I'm
questions.
glad we're getting a lot of questions in here.
And
So-
so, yeah, one more. So Tosh,
I'm not picking up your voice, so maybe.
okay. Tasha wants to know, does this bus go to Short Pump?
Ooh, I like that question. Does this bus go to Short Pump?
and someone's in the bus lane. Come on, by you.
Oh, it's a skateboarder. Yeah, that is one of the do not do's that we communicate.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
great.
So we do not want you to skateboard, bike, or drive or walk in any of the bus only lanes. This poor guy is about to find it out.
And Scott actually says he can hear me.
Okay, it's all right, friend.
Sorry, buddy.
Everybody wave.
Sorry, bud.
What will help is once we open and we're out running regularly, people will get, oh, I can't use this anymore as a lane.
So this is something different we've seen. So this is a red. Oh, well, it turned green now, but yellow,
but
white.
the horizontal line means that we stop.
Like, what color is it? I can't see colors.
And then the vertical line means that we go.
So you were talking about Short Pump, right?
Oh, sorry, thank you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Skateboarder distraction.
Yes.
So you can connect beginning this fall from Willow Lawn onto the Route 19, which will come every 30 minutes all day, 7 days a week, all the way out to Short Pump. Service hours on that will be until 11 p.m. at night, Monday through Saturday, and then on Sundays 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And again, that starts this fall. Today the Route 19 does exist. It goes from Willow Lawn to Pemberton and Broad every 30 minutes all day.
Okay, that's fantastic. So that took Henrico getting on board, right, and agreeing to subsidize some rides.
Henrico is providing a big expansion in recent history for their county on 3 of their biggest routes, which is the Route 19 that we just talked about, the Route 91, which goes across Henrico County from the west end to the east end, and then the Route 7, which comes from downtown Richmond and goes all the way out through a nice big East Henrico loop to White Oak shopping, and also to the airport. You can now get to Richmond International Airport from the Route 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go from the west end to the airport just by bus.
Correct.
Nice. Okay. And this guy, one more. Francis has asked this twice. And Scott said he could hear me after the question. Francis wants to know what about inclement weather?
Well, I think that's a timely question since we're starting to get some rain and thunder. So in the event of inclement weather, we'll be operating as safely as we can, but we're not going to, let's say for example, it has snowed like the dickens. Then we're not going to probably be able to maintain a 15-minute frequency. Our first priority would be to make sure that the stations are cleared of snow and ice, make sure they're safe for people to get on and off the platforms, and we will have someone on contract to make sure that we're doing that as quickly as safely possible after a storm comes through. In the event of inclement weather, kind of like this, where it's a heavy thunderstorm coming through, we'll probably be able to operate business as usual.
All right. Okay.
So tell Scott if you can hear me, share this on my Facebook page too. They won't let me share it from here. So let's talk about how long has, because I mean, people are driving down Broad Street. This feels like it's been forever. So take us through the time frame of how long this has actually been before we're getting to Sunday.
So some of the median work began in August of 2016. We didn't start major construction yet. We didn't start working on the stations and the roadway work until January of 17. So it's been about a year and some change.
What's the full price tag on this project?
So the budget is $64.9 million, and we're going to be at or under that.
Nice.
We are approaching the VCU and VUU stations. Again, median stations, they're all identical. You cross at the pedestrian crossings.
I love y'all gave VU some shine right here.
Absolutely. You don't want to forget that VUU does have buildings just north of here. So part of their campus is within easy walking distance or another connecting bus. These are some of the pedestrian crossings that you're seeing that were added to the project to enhance north-south connectivity. Plus, the median that you're seeing here is 6 feet wide. So that's to account for human behavior, particularly in this area where there might be some younger people.
Since we're right here in a college campus area, will there be discounts for students? Like, is there like a pass for students that they can get?
VCU does have a pass program already in existence.
Okay.
And you can get that from the VCU Parking and Transportation Office by semester, and it will cover unlimited rides.
Because that would be good for a lot of students, especially when they're trying to travel different places. You got Uber now, but I mean, you can hop on the Pulse and...
This is cheaper than that.
I hear that, students. This is cheaper than Uber. What?
I mean, you're running pretty late, so...
We are running pretty late, so we are definitely a safe option for you to explore all the great things Richmond has to offer.
Would you guys, somebody wanted to know if you would consider ever running past one, just so that people who are out drinking and closing down the clubs could get a safe ride home?
We have absolutely heard that as a request. Even back in 2015, we were just looking at what could the service hours be, how late could they go. Originally, we were going to shut down at 11:30 p.m., but we did get the support of the City of Richmond and Henrico County to support funding the extra service hours to 1 a.m. So they're already supportive of later service hours. We just need to continue seeing how the need is that late at night, and if there is a need, communicate it to the city and us.
So ride the bus and your voice will be heard.
Absolutely.
So we're getting into harder downtown. We've heard a lot of businesses say that this project possibly might have hurt some business. Now, how are we hoping that the Pulse will help them and bring people back into downtown?
Well, the one that we just passed is a perfect example. It's the Arts District, and now you're able to connect a whole new group of people that can easily get with these destinations who may have passed by before or not even thought about it. Downtown, there are some people that have what I call parking anxiety. I have it. So I ride the bus or walk when I'm downtown. This will now let me quickly hop on a bus from my home to the Pulse and then go east-west to destinations that I might not have been as willing to go to, because now I don't have to worry about parking or driving or any of that. I can just hop on the buses and get where I want to be. And I can start going to new destinations that I didn't explore before. It's really going to open up a whole lot more of the city and parts of the county.
I talked to my mom earlier today. She actually works right over here, and she was saying that she can hop right on the Pulse, go to Willalon for lunch, and come on back. So I told her
Every 15 minutes, we'll get you there.
So I'll swing by on Fridays and be there at Scott's Edition. We'll ride on the bus together. So now we're crossing back over here. So is this something, we see a car stopping, so we've had a designated bus lane the entire time, and now we're getting into an area that we don't have designated stops.
This is called mixed flow traffic, and then once we hit 4th Street, we'll be back into the curbside bus only lane, which will enable us to mitigate some of this. But the curbside bus only lanes are a little different than the median. The curbside we do share with bicycles, so bicyclists are welcome to share the bus only lane with us. Right turning vehicles, this is an example where someone could turn right onto southbound 5th Street, so they could pull in behind us and then safely make their right turn. So this is our first curbside bus only station. What's nice, since it's raining, this is a good time to point out that all of our stations have roofs and backs. So if you were waiting at the station, then you would be protected from the rain.
Okay.
The bus only lanes you can see are still marked, just like you saw in the middle of the street, with bus only and a diamond indicating that on the curbside we will be bus only. There is another station that we're approaching, the Government Center East, and that is right next to the General Assembly building that's under
So
construction.
we saw them make a right turn.
Right, so the correct way would have been to come behind us and then make the right. Don't cut across the bus only lane. So the General Assembly building that we're approaching up ahead is a unique project because they had to take the bus only lane on the eastbound side. So in order to make sure that we can still continue and not get stuck in traffic, is they created what's called a queue jump. And that means that this bus is going to talk to the traffic signal and say, hey, give me a head start over the other lanes next to me so that I can safely get out and around the construction zone up ahead.
Interesting.
Carrie, is your bike still on?
I think so. Let's give it a check.
Yeah, it's still on. Did she go out for a second?
And I'm hearing from Master Control here.
Ooh.
Is it good on your end?
Stand by.
Scott's saying it may not be like as loud. I don't know. Okay. We'll just carry on. I don't know.
I'm getting,
It might be the rain.
Yeah, it could just be noise.
Yeah.
Honestly. But we can still hear you. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna cough. Give me just a second.
Yeah, Scott says he can hear you.
yeah, mic levels.
Everybody heard the cough.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
What about Ray?
Can you hear me? Like trying to hold balance on the bus.
Yeah, you can hold on here, 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 here. So these are some folks who are riding along from my last round of media previews. So we've been going back and forth all day since about 8 o'clock this morning. We also have a guest who does his own, this is that key jump. We also have a guest who does his own stories.
Okay.
And we're really excited to have him aboard. He loves writing.
What's the excitement been around GRTC about this project?
We cannot wait to get it on the street and into regular operations. And we are just so proud of all the work that has been done behind the scenes to prepare. Our operators are ready, our mechanics are ready, our staff, we are so ready to welcome you aboard.
So there's a GRTC bus stop, the regular bus, and then there's a GRTC Pulse bus. Now, how will people be able to make sure they can tell the difference and they don't get on the wrong bus? I know these are clearly marked green and blue.
Yep, so Pulse stations are clearly different than any other bus stop. Now, a regular bus stop is going to have signage that tells you which routes service it, and the Pulse will not be one of them. So you'll always know which stop is serviced by which bus.
And when you guys were thinking of this project, was that something that you thought about? Was making sure that the regular GRTC can communicate and connect people with the Pulse? Because you made sure the routes, because you redid the routes for a lot of these.
Right. All of the City of Richmond routes have been redesigned to connect to and from, in many cases, the Pulse itself, or provide more one-seat rides across town pretty frequently, every 15 minutes. So that was a major improvement. The transit system in Richmond had not really been redrawn since the streetcar trolley days, and even those were the foundation for what our bus routes are today. So what happens on Sunday is truly historic in transit history in Richmond. One other thing I'll mention as far as history, when we were back in the middle of the street, that was not a new concept for Richmond. The last time we were running in the middle of the street was with streetcar trolleys. It's now fresh hour, so you're going to see a little bit more. I'm going to help hold you because we're going to turn right.
I love you, Brad.
We're hugging our photographer right now because we want him to be stable.
Never got that close to you, Brad. Sorry.
We love you, man. We love you. We don't want you to fall.
Brad saying hashtag me too.
Pam Chandler says it's great seeing Ray and Carrie running together.
Aww.
Good to be together.
This is my Care Bear. Whenever I call her Care Bear.
Ray. I mean,
Hey, Care Bear. The only thing that's different is I'm not Remember our little dances I used to do right
Oh
before?
my gosh. So this cat used to try and do anything that he could to make me break when I was live on camera. Whether it was right before a weather hit, during a weather hit.
I would always walk up
after
to
a
Carrie
weather
like,
hit. He did a little shimmy, little dance. So haven't changed.
She never
yet.
broke.
I didn't break.
So
No.
somebody
What
wants
about
to know
Kristen?
if you
Kristen do that stuff too?
Kristen, no. We always just supported each other. It was usually coffee and pep talks.
One of us is immature. But the cool thing is, all of us have birthdays within days.
We
It's
do.
Carrie's birthday, my birthday, and then Kristen's birthday.
We're 2 days apart.
2 days apart, and we're 3 days.
Right. So we're all Aries.
Aries.
Wow, that was the appropriate attitude right there.
Aries.
Yes.
What a little sleigh.
Somebody wants to know if you could explain the difference between like the older buses and this bus, and if there are.
Yeah, there are some big differences between the older buses and this bus. The biggest thing is up that you can't see on the ceiling, and it's the compressed natural gas tanks that are on the top of this bus that fuel the Pulse vehicles. They're cleaner. Yeah, they're cleaner. They're quieter. And when I say quieter, the engine literally on a CNG bus is 80% decibels quieter than the engine on a diesel bus. So we are going to mitigate not just air pollution, but noise pollution as well.
Okay, and they have Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Right? You guys talked
Yes.
about that?
So when you get on board, you will, inside the vehicle, open up your Wi-Fi setting, select the Pulse, and then it will ask you, yeah, okay, great. They're already connected. You're already on. So it asks them, so it asked them to accept the terms of use, which happened very quickly, and then it gave you a countdown clock so that you knew how much time you have left to surf, and it's totally free. And you are always welcome to, if you're just going to ride a bit, then you can reset. Yeah, you'll hit agree, and it'll give just a second, and then it will load this page, and it will tell you what the countdown is.
All right. I got 39 minutes and 56 seconds. Okay.
And if people like using the Wi-Fi, we want to hear about it because we've tested this before on some of the express routes, but we want to hear feedback from customers if they really are enjoying and using the benefit of the free Wi-Fi.
So now we are in Shacobottle
Yeah, we are just
at rush hour.
at rush hour at the slick. So what we're going to do is turn left when it's our turn to go onto Main Street. And it's about our turn. I'm gonna hold.
So as the city gets used to this, you know, have you had any big problems? Or
I would say that most people, especially since I've been going back and forth all day, I've seen that most people are behaving correctly. They know which lane to be in. They know when to stop, when to go, when to turn.
so that's an important part of the 90-day test.
Right. You want people to get used to their new travel patterns, and ultimately, it requires us to turn off our autopilot. Some of us get so used to when we're biking or driving, just we're on autopilot going home or going to work, and we're not as aware as we could be of our surroundings. So we just want you to be aware. Kristen, she's like, preach to the choir.
I love it. And they said the people that have taken to Broad Street, the traffic's just not there. Meaning that backups aren't there. There's no reason to stress over why you can still use Broad Street as bus lane or if you're still trying to get by.
Right. What Kristen's saying, if you couldn't hear, was that she's wanting to make sure
You gotta stand up and come over.
is that she's not been hearing or seeing that there is a problem with the congestion because we have the bus only lanes. People are able to move the traffic through. Now, rush hour is another thing.
I was like, Kristen, you don't travel at 5 o'clock when I'm on.
Well, if there is traffic, people could just take
This
the
is-
bus maybe.
Yeah.
Right. But what's one of the cool things about us is that because we are a smart bus, we are going to be able to talk still to these traffic signals too. So if we do get behind at all, then we'll ask for what's called a prolonged green light. So it can leave green lights green like this one so that we can get through the intersection.
So basically with Pulse, we've, I guess, realizing that the city's upgraded a lot of their lighting system.
It has. All 53 intersections along the route have been upgraded to TSP.
And so there's a tip too, right? Like when
Right.
the signals go active.
So if you're driving alongside a Pulse bus and we request the prolonged green, then you get the green too. So stay with us because we'll give you the best east-west timing.
There you go. Saving on gas. So, like, we have seen a couple of people blocking, the thoroughfare. Are you guys working with the police to maybe start ticketing more?
So GRTC, of course, is not the authority on ticketing people for traffic offenses, but the local jurisdictions responding would be. And we've absolutely been coordinating with the responding agencies to make sure they understand how the Pulse works and then that they can do what's necessary.
So we're almost at Rockets.
Yeah, the next station that we're going to be at is, unless we just passed it, no, is the Shockoe Bottom. So Shockoe Bottom, not everybody knows this, is from the bottom all the way as a historic neighborhood all the way up to where this station is.
Okay.
So this entire stretch of Main Street is Shockoe Bottom.
So we're hoping we can at least get to Rockets, and then we'll have to cut off the Facebook Live.
That's okay. We are almost there. So they're working on the station across the way. They've been doing some final paint and cedar ceiling touch-up. And then this station, they just did the cedar ceiling as well. That's why you see the equipment all wrapped so that it doesn't drip down on the equipment. So there's been a lot of what you would call the finishing touches happening this week. Paint touch-ups, ceiling touch-ups, lighting, wiring, making sure it's all tucked up and in.
And one of the best things right now for you guys is the weather. Like,
oh my gosh.
You would have thought that this probably would have been delayed just a little bit, but y'all have still been able to maintain
We're right on
time.
track.
Right on track. It was supposed to be the snow this year, the rain.
The contractors did a really excellent job, especially after snow or inclement weather, to make sure that they did what they needed to do to clear the work zone so they could keep working. They worked in extreme cold, and they worked in extreme heat and made sure that they monitored their work with people to make sure that they're safe. So we're heading down. I'm gonna hold you again because we're on a curve. And this is actually pretty good if you're watching with us today and you have not yet had an opportunity to come down on East Main and see how it has transformed. This is also an opportunity for you to see that, because as soon as we get around this bend to the right, underneath the CSX bridge, you're going to see a brand new roundabout that the city's put in with new bike lanes, new on-street parking.
There's a lot of on-street parking, actually.
Yeah, so in the East End, this is another place where you can come and park, leave your vehicle, and then ride the Pulse. So welcome to the new East Riverfront. It is beautiful out here. The city just installed the landscaping, and I think they had their ribbon cutting yesterday.
Yeah.
So they've just done a really great job, and the views out here are just spectacular because you're on the river, and it's my personal favorite.
It's definitely wide enough for you guys.
Yeah,
Good.
it is absolutely wide enough. We are an 8.5 foot wide bus.
So Brad, over here on the right is where there's tons of parking next to this bike lane.
Exactly. So you see the bike lane next to us, and then the next lane over is parking.
Elena wants to know where she can get a Pulse pass.
So you can buy the Pulse Pass at a Pulse station. It's at the ticket vending machine. It's $1.50 per ride, or $3.50 all day unlimited. If you can't wait to buy it at a ticket vending machine, then you can buy it in advance from places like Kroger, CVS, Ride Finders, or even our online transit store.
Anything you want to say before we get on Facebook Live?
We are so excited to welcome you aboard. Please give it a try during Free Ride Week, because we will be offering free unlimited rides on the Pulse and all of our bus routes from Sunday, June 24th until Saturday, June 30th. I am sure I will see some of you there.
Awesome. Bye, Facebook.
Well, you want to get to when I get to the last stop?
Rockets Landing.
It's where Rockets Landing.
Rockets Landing.
We're going to the last stop, and that's it.
Okay. Video, so here we are.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
A GRTC bus is against the law before any vendor is used to your operation.
That's right. Dinner at the boathouse. Can you guys go ahead and do that?
Bye, Facebook.
And this is the end of the line.
Oh, we're still
So
live?
We're gonna turn.
Okay.
You'll see us turn. And this is going to be our last station at Orleans.
And we have arrived at Rockets Landing.
And we'll go ahead and dock at this station. So you're going to feel, once again, the rubber tires make